Anti-Semitism is spiritual and it's Satan.
It's the accuser of the brethren. And if you study anti-Semitism, what you find, even though the acts and the agents are separated by geography, sometimes by 1,000 years, they will have the same methodologies, the same strategies, the same techniques. So that's what provoked me to think about the accuser of the brethren as the cause agent, if you will, driving the Hamans, the Hitlers, the pogroms, the Holocaust, etc. And in my journey, Jonathan, I want to say stumbled, but I think the Holy Spirit was perhaps guiding my thoughts and my direction. When I came into the context of what I think is the greatest lie in history, and there have been many great lies. I mean, Goebbels in the Hitler regime was the master of lying. And there have been other liars.
And it's been said if the lie's big enough and you tell it enough,
it becomes truth.
It becomes truth.
Yeah.
So the biggest lie in the history of the world, in the history of mankind,
that the Jews are the Christ killers. And the origins of this lie was in the 3rd century in the Nicene Council, when the Catholic Church was being formed and power was being consolidated. They understood intrinsically this concept of being the chosen people could not stand. The Jews had carried that identity, that message, that relationship with God throughout its entire history up until the 3rd century. And the Catholic Church decided that if they were going to now have a direct relationship with God, and they were going to be his representatives on this planet, that they had to inherit that title, which meant they had to kill off the elder brother, use a political term when a coup took place in an ancient kingdom. And so the adjudication of the question at the Nicene Council, who killed Christ, became the pivotal moment when they determined that the Jews, as Christ killers, should forever be eradicated from the face of the earth. And that's when the license was given to every king in Europe, every tyrant and village idiot that wanted to inflict pain, sorrow, humiliation on the Jews. They could now do so in the name of Christ.
This is so shocking because we're talking about the greatest form of anti-Semitism, or the greatest attack against the Jewish people, being at the hands of the very people who were commanded to provoke the Jewish people to jealousy and to love the Jewish people, and to repay back the people that brought them the gospel with this kind of hatred.
Well, and this is where the lie becomes vicious and malicious, because the symbol of Christianity has been the cross. So for every Jew that I have met who came from Europe to the United States seeking refuge and protection, they carried the brand of the cross on their back. You and I look at that as a symbol of hope, redemption, power, life over death. But when the Jew sees that cross, that's a death threat.
This is so important. It's very, very important that you understand what we're talking about. And by the way, Bill wrote an excellent article that you can read in Jewish Voice today about this very topic. So I encourage you to read that. And if you're not on our mailing list to get on, we'll send you the magazine for free. And we want to bless you with this. But we need to just